Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Moadim L'Simcha. I'm here in Nyack right now at my daughter Gabrielle's home. I came here after Pesach with Toby, and after two beautiful Sidarim with our children from Massachusetts, where we were all together. That's Avi and his family, Noah and his family, and Gabrielle and her family, and it was such a joy for all of us to be able to be together and to celebrate. I didn't want another year to go by in the growth and the aging of my 5 grandchildren without sharing a Seder together. I could do so because we have very competent rabbinic leadership and a wonderful cantor and wonderful leadership at B'nai Torah. And so I could do so very comfortably, and I'm very grateful to Rabbi Eppelbaum, Rabbi Sussman, and Cantor Fishman for allowing me to do this together with our leadership. I'll be back after Pesach. In the meantime, I want to tell you that I heard my granddaughter Aya do the 4 questions for the first time, and in addition to the fact that it was wonderful, flawless, and beautiful, I came upon a commentary on this issue of chametz and matzah that was found in the Rabbinical Assembly Haggadah that was printed a couple decades ago. And it said that we are mistaken if we want to reduce the entire world or our perspective of the world into chametz or to matzah. That in fact there's a lot of variation in this world. Similarly, on Pesach, as we are celebrating the sweetness of freedom, we're also remembering the bitterness of enslavement. But the world isn't just sweet and or bitter. The world has sweetness and bitterness, and each one of us recognizes that in our own lives. This past week was a pretty horrible week in terms of what we saw on colleges, campuses here in America. And the protests but actually are shouting down difference. They're not giving a room for there to be conversation, no room for disagreement on campuses. And that's so contrary to the notion of the university historically and in this country for sure, where ideas are to be spoken about, where different positions can be taken, and where people are respected for holding different positions. On the other hand, we also know that there is such a thing as evil in this world, and we've seen it. We've seen it up close. Hamas is evil, and what they want to do to us is evil, and what they have done to us recently is evil. And yet we also know on the other side there are innocent people who suffer, and that pains us deeply. That is recognized even in the Haggadah, where we take wine out of our cups. And so moving forward, what we have to hope for is a more sane conversation taking place amongst leaders in this world. What we have to hope for is a more open conversation, a respectful conversation, and also we know that it has to end with the destruction of that which is evil. And how do we get there? That's the big question. But I believe it begins with leadership. It begins with people who see the sanctity of your life, of all lives, and are able to say, we will fight for that is so important. And hopefully we'll come out of this with a sense of a better future. We say L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim at the end of our Seder, and we believe that. We've said it for thousands of years, and we hold on to that very notion to this day. I wish you good Shabbos, and I look forward to seeing you upon my return.